Hey guys, welcome back to Buckets and Bibles. So, well, next up on the boat adventure, at some point we got to address that. Yeah, it's trashed up there, and we're gonna need a little bit of shade. I'm grateful for the little bit it's giving me right now, but we're gonna need some more, especially when we're on the water all day. It's gonna get hot out there. I don't want people overheating. I want them to be able to escape just a little bit. Also, I don't want to just roast. But today, it's first day, and I wanted to tinker on this a little bit. And so I had to use what's called a fish tape. And how this thing works is it's got this that comes off the spool, and then you can push it through different areas that you can't get to. That's good right there, buddy. Just throw it up here. Almost, buddy. And I had to fish a ground wire because the ignition is not shutting off on this boat, which I'm gonna order one, but for now I got a kill switch. Thank you, buddy. And look at that. See, you got a fishing hook on there already. And I want to walk you guys through it a little bit. So the motor back there runs off of the key switch here, and this is your shifter and your throttle. And so how you do it is you squeeze the lever and you throw it into gear. That's forward, that's reverse, that's neutral. And then you also have this where you can do throttle only. You push that and squeeze the button, and you can do throttle only. Hopefully I got all that on camera. And all of that seems to be working pretty good. The boat will fire up. I can't switch the camera, but today, here is my kill switch. And it's got a little rubberized cover for it, so hopefully it keeps the water out of it. But I put that on today, and I'll see if you could just listen. Yep. Kill switch. So it's working, and yeah, so those are all good things. And I think some of the next stuff we've got to do on the boat is, so the floor, it's got some old glue on it from when it had carpet, and I'm definitely not going back with carpet because although it's really nice to run around on barefoot when you're swimming, and it dries out nice when you get a marine grade, it does not really clean very good when you get fish guts and blood on it all the time, and slime and all the things that come with that, or muddy boots. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna do spray and bed liner, and I'm gonna probably just get it off of Amazon and do it myself. So that's on the list of stuff I need to get this thing finished out. I'm gonna try 2 gallons. I really want to try a gallon, but I know a gallon ain't gonna get but maybe the front done. So I'm gonna go for 2 gallons. That way I can, if I've got extra, I can put it a little bit extra thick on some of the traffic areas. But I'm gonna power wash it. I'm gonna take everything out, power wash it, and then you can see like the old carpet is still in a lot of spots all around the boat. I don't know if you can see that super clear, but that stuff's got to get cut out, scraped up. We've got to sweep it, get all debris out. I've got to power wash it, get all the dirt off, and then we're gonna either spray the bed liner or we're gonna roll it. And I'm kind of leery on rolling it because I know coverage is an issue when you've got really thick material. And I really want to be able to spray it. Now they make special spray guns for it, or you can use a texture hopper and kind of feather it in. I'm really kind of thinking about using my texture hopper to do it, but I don't know what the cleanup's going to look like on that. And that hopper's new, and it cost about $100 to get. I think it was $89, $90, something like that, plus tax, something. I can't really remember, but it would be really nice to be able to just spray it for sure. I get a lot of little nooks and stuff like that. Now, I would have to mask off a whole bunch of stuff in the boat, but just so happens I have some maskers and some skills on how to mask. So I don't think that would be a deal breaker for me. But there's a lot of prep that goes into spraying. And I'm kind of curious about doing it myself. I don't know how it's going to go. And I know once I crack that thing, once I'm in. There's no coming back off of that. Let me see something real quick. Nope, actually didn't work. Okay. Yep. So I had a horn. I was seeing if it worked, but that's okay. I got an air horn and some other stuff. So yeah, and then after I've got the flooring done, we've got to figure out what we're gonna do with that guy right there, which is hideous, but also it's got some utility to it. It actually has a door on it that folds up, and then another thing folds off of it, and it's got some shocks that are supposed to hold it up, which don't right now. And then it's got side curtains, so if you've got to go potty, like take a dump, or if a girl's got to go tinkle, they don't got to hang their butt off the side of the boat for the whole lake to see. And I think that's important. I got an owie right there. I do. Whatever. So yeah, that's on the list. And then let me see. I'll show you guys. So that's a little captain's chair right here. There's a spot there for one too. I have 4 of these that came, and then at the back of the boat, you see the little squares right on the ground right there, and then right there. So I have 4 chairs. I have 4 spots for chairs. I've got to get the risers and the spring mounts for the chairs in the back. And then that's good, except for I think I need 2 more chairs. And I can probably get them on Amazon, but I'm not going to be able to get them right now, just because all the trinkets and little doodads for the boat are really, really expensive. And I'm like, I have to have the deck finished because it's got to be presentable. I've got to be able to represent that nicely for people that are going to pay to go out on the boat. And now I could wait and take some time and try to really just get her cleaned up and dialed in, which I'm gonna do. But the money that I definitely want to put into, before I start guiding, I got a $300 down payment on the insurance, and then $100 a month to cover 6 people. While I'm taking out, I can cover 6 paying customers on the boat, which is why I want 6 seats. But I also want, you see right here, it's got like a little couch. I've got a bunch of those that came with the boat. The people I bought it from were really cool, and they'd actually bought a whole bunch of new upholstery seats for it, and they kept some of the plastic boxes and like little live wells and stuff like that. Now the boat's set up to be able to run live wells. It's got the pump and everything for it, but the live wells that came with the boat are kind of small, and they're not insulated, and I know that can sometimes be an issue with the bait fish getting too cold or the bait fish getting too hot, and them dying, and then it's rough. Now you can freshwater pour in for them, and it helps that, but I'm just trying to figure out, because the bait boxes that I would like to get, they make them on Amazon. They're kind of tall, and they're easy to rig up on the inside, and they're easier to like get into. You don't have to like bend down to scoop stuff up. They're just a little bit easier to work out of. And then when they close, it's kind of like a little tabletop you can use for unhooking or tying rigs or stuff like that. So I'm debating on what I want to do with any of that kind of stuff. And yeah, so getting the boat set up primarily is with the stuff that I have. Other than the floor has to be finished, we have to have all the safety gear for inspection. We need to have good working sonar electronics for map reading, for not running into sandbars or hitting obstructions or sunken vessels or trees that are in rivers, lakes, waterways, because that's all part of like being a good steward to the boat and then to the people that are on it. So you know where you're going and what to look for. And then also, that's a huge part of when you're fishing. You got to have electronics to help you zero in on where the schools are hanging out, where the fish are hanging out, the structures and stuff like that. That's a different video for a different time. And then backup motor. You guys know I'm into preparedness. So backup motor, I'm gonna have at least a trolling motor so that I can steer the boat in case of some kind of failure on the main motor, that I can at least steer the boat to get it to where I need it to go. Like if I can't go, like I need to go back to the dock, but the wind's blowing the opposite direction and the motor's not quite enough to keep up with that. Cool, then I can kind of side skirt and get to the shoreline, and then maybe putt around the shoreline. But I've got to have a backup motor for that. Also, when you're fishing, that tool is also going to be used for controlling what's called controlled drift. I can keep the boat navigating without the big motor running, wasting fuel. Can run it on batteries, which can be recharged. Run it on batteries and then control the boat via remote control, which is kind of what I want. The one I really want is expensive, and it's not the top end at all. It's like half of what the top end, or less than half of what the top end ones are. But the one that I want has some really cool GPS options where you can pick a direction and the boat will just head that direction the whole time. And then it's also got a thing that's called spot lock, where you can just hit anchor on the trolling motor and it'll keep you in one small position. That was the weirdest looking Amazon truck I ever seen. That looked like a scam truck way out in the country. What are y'all doing out here? Looked like some meth heads having yeah, that was creepy. Whatever. But electronics, so the tool for fishing is like, you know, the best possible outcome, and so there's a lot that you got to pour into to get up on, if you're going to be competitive in it and actually put people on fish, which some guides struggle with. That's why they don't make it. You got to have competitive up-to-date equipment that are going to help you do the same thing that the other guides are doing. And I'm not quite getting to the top of that. I'm right around the middle mark, which is going to be okay. The lower of the middle mark on what it is, on the fish finder and on the trolling motor, but it's going to be what it's going to be. I'll probably on the trolling motor not be able to get a really high-end one unless I can find one used for a smoking deal, in which case I'm going to end up buying probably an Amazon knockoff version of these, and it doesn't have all the cool GPS stuff. I'll still be able to control the boat via remote control on my neck, which gives me a lot of I don't have to sit in one spot. I can move around, makes me mobile, and that is really, really helpful. And that will be, I'll still be able to control the drift. It'll be a little bit more work in the remote than I want to do, but it won't be like to run back here and start the big motor and try to drive us where we need to go, and yeah, it just makes it a headache. So it'll be better than nothing, and it'll be a good secondary motor for, you know, in case of emergency, we've got a way to control the boat drift, to kind of navigate it a little bit, because no, I'm videoing. You're good. Let me get a drink of that. No. Yeah, I don't know where mine is. I think mine's on the nightstand. Anyhow, so that's what's up on the boat. Next is going to be, we got to empty this sucker out and go stick it in the water. Make sure that she is water tested. Now that we've got a kill switch, we're able to stick her in the water and kind of give her a, hey, like, what's it going to be like? Make sure that the pontoons don't have any damage or holes or need any repairs done to them, which is dope about aluminum, you know, because you can just get it welded, relatively inexpensive. And then you want to say hi to the people? Say hi. No. She said no. Hi. She said no. Hi. But yeah, that's next. So we got to get her water tested. So we're going to basically put her in, make sure she floats, inspect the pontoons, inspect the trailer. I got some stringers on the trailer, the wood boards that hold the boat up, that are definitely in need of replacement. So if I stick it in the water, I'm just going to tie her off and go ahead and swap those out really quick. And then yeah, that'll be that. Yeah, so that's the update. We'll do a little bit more of a series on these, and as they come out, roll them off of Patreon. I'm going to roll them back over to YouTube so people can see the adventure on the boat stuff too. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Shalom.